Hi guys, welcome to the channel. It's another day and as always another opportunity. So today's opportunity is like a little bit different, not kind of an opportunity, but how to educate you on how to write an application fee waiver. Most of the scholarships, that are currently ongoing, they give application fee waiver. But there are few that request you still pay the application fee. So today I'm going to guide you on how you can request for an application fee in a very simple step. I'm going to walk you throughout this, and we're going to see a sample of an application fee waiver which you can use for any university or any scholarship opportunity at any time. So first of all, what is an application fee waiver? Application fee waiver allows you to a college or university without paying an application fee. Basically, that's just it. You send in your application without paying an application fee at all. When an application fee is being required, and they mention about there is a particular application fee waiver, which means you're not going to pay for application. That's just what an application fee waiver is. So let's ask ourselves this question: do getting fee waivers affect your admission? Definitely, you want to know. So the people in the program will evaluate and score your application. They won't even know whether the fee was waived or not, nor are they likely to care. You might be thinking, what will this reduce my chance? If I send in, this email, if I write this letter to this particular university requesting for an application fee waiver, is that going to reduce my chance of getting this particular scholarship or gaining admission to this university? No, they don't care. It's not important to them at all. Okay, so now let's look at some key facts. So when it comes to education, everyone wants to enter into a good college and university. However, with good universities comes a lot of anxiety about fees, that's for sure. Many universities charge high amounts for not only tuition but additional fees as well. They charge you for application fees, sport, laboratory fees, library fee, and a whole lot more, the charges. Okay. So the application fee, is a very important and vital initiative to ease the burden of both the students or the parents. All right. But a student needs to apply by an official, you go through the right process, you go through the right channel, because university is going to decide whether to waive the fee for you or not. All universities, I believe, there must be a protocol, a procedure which you must follow in order to request for an application fee. So, however, a student can request for an application fee through an email. Alright, so all you need to do is to send a proper, well structured email to the admission authority and wait for them to approve your application fee. So, before you write, there are some criteria you must look into generally. So, what are these criteria? One, state clearly the subject of your email to that reader, to picture a clear idea, what the main motive, what the main idea is, like a form of title to make it more easy. What the motive, what the purpose, why are you sending this particular email? You are requesting for an application fee waiver. That just is, don't make it too lengthy and all, just go straight to the point. Two, explain to them your financial state so you can make yourself considerable to them. You need to explain to them the circumstances. Why are you requesting for this particular application fee waiver? They need to know. Thirdly, you need to provide evidence. Providing evidence is very important when it comes to application fee waiver. Okay, remember you are sending them an email. There are a lot of distance. The distance is too wide. You guys are not communicating, you are just communicating through email. So it is very important you provide evidence. You need to prove that you really need this particular opportunity, you really need this particular application fee waiver. Okay, and lastly, do not blame the institution for charging you application fee waiver. I'm sorry, application fee, because the sole aim of doing business is to maximize profits. So definitely they are doing business. So it's just like you going to the market and they charge you something like $50. If you want to negotiate, you can negotiate for them to release $25 or so. That's the business strategy. Okay, so now let's look at some few things, outline how the letter should look like. Basically, there are just three parts when writing this letter. Alright, firstly, the subject line, as I mentioned. Alright, the subject line is very important. It must be very clear and short. Very clear and short. Secondly, you move to the body. Here you are going to explain your financial situation, and you give reason, you state the reason why you are requesting for this particular fee waiver. And lastly, in the complimentary clauses, use very easy word. Sincerely, just sincerely, you mention your name. You don't want to mention just Joseph. You don't want to mention just your first name, forgetting about your surname. Joseph Cisse. Alright, so you mention your full name and that's it. So now what we are gonna do, let's look at a sample. So moving to the top, you can see that Mr. ABC, you mentioned the name. That's why it's always necessary to do research about the university to know the procedure or who is responsible. Alright, you mentioned the address. The address is always located. The address is always located below, the homepage of the particular university you intend applying. And the city, the state, the zip code or the postal code is always available there. And this was the subject I was mentioning about. Request for a waiver of the application fee. That's it. Alright. Expected sir or madam. Or if you know the name of the individual there, you can just mention professor, doctor, you mention. But if not, you can say expected sir or madam. That's just it. So let's go over there. This is very clear and straightforward. I hope all is well with you. Your punctuation must be in place. I am writing this email in the hope of getting my application fee waived. For this, you mention the name of the college. Alright, you mention the name of the university, you mention the name of the institution. My name is, you mention your name, and I have completed my schooling or bachelor's form. If you are just coming from high school intending to pursue a bachelor's degree, or you finish your bachelor's intending to pursue a postgraduate degree. Alright, so it's a bachelor's form, you mention the name of the institution, and since then wanted to enroll myself for my further education in your institute. Education in this university will inculcate in me the required skills and knowledge which are necessary to stand out in the competitive world and to achieve my goal of becoming a successful and repeated, what's your dream? A doctor, repeated engineer, repeated, and you mention your dream, alright? And that's it. You move again. Now you are going to explain your financial situation. Due to my financial conditions, I am not able to afford much in application fees. In the past few years, my family has suffered a huge loss, and we have come to be on the list of low-income families. The annual income of my family is, you mentioned, $500, $1,000. It's always important to measure the income in dollar because that's the currency that is vastly used globally. Alright, and we have a total of 7 members. In addition to this, you state the reason, like it could be illness, it could be unemployment, natural disaster. So that's just few that I mentioned has caused a heavy burden on the family. So that's it. And when you move again, this letter is a request from you to kindly, alright, request for me to kindly grant me the application fee waiver as I am dedicated and ambitious student who want to achieve good things in life. Moreover, I want to lessen the burden of my education on my family. I am sure that after my degree, I will land a decent job and be able to finally help my family. So when you are now to the closing part, I am enclosing all the evidence that justifies my hardship, and I'm also attaching the grades of my previous degree. This will help you consider me as a genuine person who is academically bright but in need of financial aid. Lastly, thank you so much for taking the time to read this. I request that you kindly inform me of your decision on the same. Sincerely, Joseph Cisse. You mention your name completely. Don't just mention your first name, Joseph, and that's it. Okay, so as you can see, it is very important, but there are some additional points we must note again. 1. Do not use foul language in your email. Back then in high school, we have informal letter and semi-formal letter. Don't be using slangs and any kind of thing. What's up? Really. Remember, you must be polite, you must be formal. Alright? Secondly, always write a clear and precise message. Move straight to the point. Alright? Move straight to the point, and the message must just be short and move straight to the point. Thirdly, always provide proof of your hardship. It is always necessary to provide proof because there are tons of people that are also sending what letter for application fee waiver. So it is always necessary yours to be unique, yours to be special. Okay, and lastly, know the school well before applying. Always try to do your research. Apart from what you get on YouTube tutorial and all that, it is always necessary you visit the website, try to read about the website, to go through a lot of articles about that particular university or institution before ever you try pushing for an application fee waiver or even sending admission to the university. So basically that's all for this particular opportunity. So if you find this very educative, kindly ensure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification icon so whenever I post a new opportunity, you will be the first to be notified. Do ensure to subscribe, please, 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 because there are more opportunities coming up about, and also there are more things coming in terms of statements of purpose, motivational letter, and a whole lot more. And if you have not checked the other opportunities from the UK, US, please kindly check them. They are in the description section. Alright, see you guys in my next video.